HCC Missouri City campus celebrates Black History Month with a discussion on the history of the African American vote.
The overall summary of the speech today is to get involved, get engaged, and get informed, because going to the voting poll is very important. But knowing who to vote for, to make sure that they are addressing your community needs. And if they aren't, you need to vote against them. So the main focus is to encourage people to get out and exercise their constitutional right to vote. I want them to understand that voting for Blacks is very important. It has made the struggles, the marches, and the protests have made a way not only for Blacks to vote, but for others to vote. It was about decent people, humanity, coming together and working together and on behalf of humanity.
A lot of emphasis goes on a presidential election, but it's bigger than that, right? So you have state, you have municipal or city, and you also have county. So we're gonna be driving home the importance of voting in every election, right? And what that means for their everyday life and how that affects them. I think disenfranchisement of the vote starts with the lack of understanding of what's at stake.
For me to be able to have a platform of those who are willing to listen and listen to someone that has gone through the process. It's like the history teller, you know, a person who knows the history, who has experienced the history, and who's willing to share the history, but more importantly, with HCC, young people who are willing to hear the history, to receive it.
It definitely has influenced me to go vote and be more mindful of the impact of my vote and be more mindful of what voting can do in my life.
I hope they walk away with an understanding of how to vote. That may seem simple, but a lot of people don't know where to go get that information. How do I get a sample ballot? How do I find out where is my voting location? How do I find out if I'm registered? What are those deadlines? What days are early voting? What does it mean to vote in the primary? What does it mean to vote in November? All of those things are a chapter in a history book, along with Black history.
Voting is not something to take for granted. Many people have given so much for the right to vote that they shouldn't have voter apathy and sit at home and think it's not gonna matter. You're talking about one vote, one person, and you can make yourself matter when you vote.
For Stafford Weekly News, I'm Fernando Ramirez.